Hey guys, today's video is about how to set up Claude Code MCP servers with Wix so that you can have Claude code your landing pages, pricing pages, and all your new web content in a tenth the time that it takes you to do it yourself. So let's dive in. All right, guys, the first step we're going to take in creating our MCP servers is downloading Claude for desktop. And the reason we're using Claude for desktop instead of Claude for in our browser is because we're going to need to set up our MCP server locally on our local device. Trust me, this is a lot easier than setting up a remote MCP server. So we're gonna recommend that everybody does that. The easiest way to get Claude for desktop, just go to claude.ai/download. You can download for Windows or Mac right here. And this is going to be your first step. I'm a Windows user, so I'm going to download for Windows. For all my Mac people out there, which I know that's probably the majority of the world, just click the Mac download and download Claude to get started. All right, now that we've set up Claude for desktop, the next step in our setting up our Wix MCP server is to visit the Wix Studio /developers/MCP-server, which is linked in the descriptions for this video. So feel free to go down there and copy and text this URL into your browser. Once you get here, it's going to have some simple instructions for you to follow in order to set up your local Wix MCP server. If you scroll down, pretty easy. It's a simple three-step process. The first step is to copy the MCP server code. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that code. And then the next step in the process is to open up Claude for desktop. So then I'm going to click on Claude for desktop. It will actually pop up with the normal browser chat, which you're used to seeing. What we're going to do is pop out our tray, go down to our plan, click on our plan, then click on settings. You'll then go through all of your settings down to developer. You'll notice that in mine, I've already set up my local MCP server for Wix. If I hadn't, this would just be blank. Or if I had other MCP servers already set up and running, they would appear here as well. You're going to hit edit config since we're setting this up for the first time. Then it's going to pop up all of our local files that we have for Claude. And the next step is to open the Claude desktop config, which should be automatically selected for you. And in a blank version, this would just have a simple MCP prompt. You're just going to highlight everything that's in here, paste in your code from Wix, which we just copied, which, it's the exact same as the code I already had in here. And then we're going to save this file, close this file, close our local files, and then we're actually going to close Claude as well, so that Claude can reset and try to log us in to our MCP server. The other thing that you're going to want to do, which is a pro tip, you're going to start your task manager if you're on Windows, or you're going to open up your apps in your Mac, and you're going to search for Claude. And you're actually going to need to kill Claude from your tray. So actually hard end Claude in order for this update to process. So let it close for a couple seconds before restarting, and then we will restart Claude and log into Wix and get our server set up. All right, now that we've added our code to our local files for Claude to run when we restart Claude, the next thing we're going to need to do is add node.js to our machine as well. So in order to get Node.js, you're just going to go to nodejs.org and click on the Get Node.js button here. That's going to then open up a installation of Node.js on your local machine. And you're going to need Node.js to help you run debugging and prompts in a command prompt to set up Claude or Wix's local MCP server, as well as other local MCP servers in the future. So if you're interested in setting up more MCP servers, you're going to need Node.js anyway. So go ahead and download that, and we will use it in just a second to authenticate our Wix service with our local MCP server. All right, guys, now that we've added Node.js and to our machine, we are ready to go ahead and open Claude back up. So let's go ahead and open up Claude for desktop. And boom, here we go. Claude is back. So if we've done everything correctly, you will now see your Wix MCP remote server showing up in your tool dropdown. That's awesome. That means everything has worked correctly. Our MCP server is set up correctly, and we're ready to go. If you're having any issues and you are not seeing your MCP server show up here, don't worry. That happened to me too. I was having OAuth problems getting logged into my Wix instance. If that happens, the pro tip here is to copy the error message you're getting and paste it into Claude. You probably saw, those of you that were paying attention earlier in my Claude chat, that I was having a troubleshooting conversation with Claude myself. I went back and forth with Claude quite a bit, trying to figure out what was going wrong. And you can see where I put in, hey, Claude, this is an error message I'm getting from you when I'm trying to look at my MCP server, what's going on. And Claude was able to help me pretty quickly troubleshoot this. It actually gave me instructions for going into Node.js and pasting in lines of code that solved the problem. I actually had cached a bad token for logging into my Wix service, and that was the issue. So once I was done troubleshooting everything, I was then able to test my connection with Node.js by copying and pasting in this line of code. And it tells me that everything is running fine, proxy established successfully, and you're good to go. If it wasn't, it would give you, instead of this successful posting message, it would give you that long error message or something like that, that you can then just copy and paste straight into Claude, follow the steps from Claude, and then re-authenticate with Wix. And after you do so, you will then see your remote MCP server showing up in your tool tray from the tool tray button. So awesome. Now that things are working, you can go start a new chat and begin coding in your Wix site with your MCP server and ask Claude to start coding pages in your site for you. This is a super helpful MCP server integration where you can create web pages in like a tenth the time that it's probably taking you to create web pages today. Claude can see the pages that you've already created and can leverage your style, your colors, your images, things like that to help you create new content and new pages on your site. And it's just a power tip if you're a Wix user for creating new web page content, similar to how people are creating web pages with Lovable or Bolt or things like that today, Base 44. You can do all of that with Claude via this local MCP server that we just set up today. So I hope you guys found this video insightful. This is one of the most commonly asked for things that I get. How do I set up MCP servers? And We're going to start with Wix, and then we'll go through a couple more. But hopefully, if you guys want to see more MCP server videos like this, leave me a comment. Let me know what other MCP videos you want me to make, and we can figure this stuff out together. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what other MCP servers you want to see in the future. Thanks, guys, and as always, have a great day.